All right, guys, let's have some fun and dive right into it. Welcome to another edition of Webinar Wednesday, the last webinar this February 2022. It's great to be with everyone here today. Hope you guys are all doing well. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. I'm Jason there on the left, and we're lucky to be joined by David Rockland, the digital strategist, and so much more here at Brilliant Directories. David, thanks for taking the time to help us out and joining us in the webinar.
Hello, everybody. Great to be back with you for another Webinar Wednesday. We got a really interesting tip of the week coming up on how to increase your website's credibility and some actionable steps that you all can take. So really looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think everyone will be able to take some actionable steps after today's tip of the week. And also, if you're not already part of our Facebook group, I do encourage you to join. It's a really great place to keep in touch in between Webinar Wednesdays. You can head on over right now to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. Click on the blue join button. All are welcome. And it's a great place to ask questions. Lots of constructive and productive conversations are happening in there on how to use some of the features built into BD or some strategies on how to grow and cultivate your community. So if you're not a member, I do hope to see you there. brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. And for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. I do see a lot of new names here today. Webinar Wednesday is a great way for us to not only keep in touch with the community, but every week we're launching some new features, and it's a great way for us to share some of those new features and how they can help you grow your community. So we'll touch on topics such as how some of these features can help you increase traffic, convert visitors to members, which is partly what the tip of the week is today, and some other things like generating leads, improving your website's flow and navigation. If you have any questions on these topics or anything about your membership website, please save them. We'll do our best to get to as many questions as we can in just a little bit later in the webinar. All right, and let's jump into the lab updates. It's webinar time, so that means some new and upcoming features we can share with you guys. The big announcement in the Facebook group was the member credit system is now officially released. We got a lot of good feedback on the initial phase that was released and some ideas and suggestions for future release, future features to add into this add-on. And what this add-on does is it allows you to manually add credits to your members. So maybe you want to prevent like a cashback refund, but you can, just give them website credits, and those will be used towards their next purchase on your website. We do have a short video here on how this add-on works. And just out of curiosity, I'm going to lower everyone's hands. Maybe just raise your hands if you're using this add-on, if you already have it, or you're looking forward to using some of the features of this add-on. Maybe we can unmute your microphone and you can let us know what you like about this. Stephen, do you mind if I unmute you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, how's it going, Stephen?
Outstanding.
So is this an add-on you've been looking forward to or planning?
I was actually the guy, when you mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, I Facebook messaged you about this was a great idea, and I wanted to be able to buy, you had given, I think, 3 different avenues of giving these to the customers. But I think it's great, if you want to sell stuff on your site for $2.99, $3.99, $4.99, this would be a much better deal. And you can get them to buy larger amounts, give them a $70 for the credit for $50. I think there's many options. It's very exciting. Great add-on.
Absolutely. All right, thank you so much for sharing, Stephen. Yeah, lots of use cases. We're excited to see what the community does with this add-on. Something else that's been released is related to the webhooks, the ability to send your BD data into platforms such as Zapier, Pabbly, or Integrately. There's 2 new webhooks. We're slowly releasing more and more of these. Now you can, when a member changes their plan or upgrades or downgrades from within their member dashboard, you can trigger a webhook event when that happens. Or if a member cancels their plan from inside their member dashboard, that can trigger a webhook event as well. Let me quickly show you guys where that is. So this would be in the Developer Hub. And now we have a good number of different webhook events that you can trigger and turn on, from forms that are submitted, like the contact us form, the member review form, and the newest ones are down here. When a member's plan is changed or a member's plan is canceled from inside their member dashboard, you can enable this and then sync that data with Zapier and any other third-party application that you use. And when I say inside the member's dashboard, let me show you exactly what I'm referring to as well here. Let me log in as a sample member here. Okay, great. So we're logged in as a sample member here. So when a member changes their plan, you decide what plans are available to upgrade or downgrade to in the membership plan settings. But when a member changes their plan, upgrades or downgrades, etc., this can trigger a webhook event. Or buried a little deeper for obvious purposes, when a member cancels their account. So if they go to manage account and they click on close my account, and they proceed with yes, close my account, and it cancels their account, this can trigger a webhook event as well. Obviously, by default, you as the admin are always notified of these events that happen, but if you wanted to sync that into Zapier or another tool like that, now you can do so. All right, and some things coming soon. This one is related to the form manager. We all may be familiar with the form manager and editing a form, maybe changing the name of an item in one of the forms. Coming down the line, this was a suggestion from a previous webinar, having an alternate field label based on the display views. So what that means is, let's say you're editing the form that your members fill in when they're adding their contact information. Maybe you have a field that you create saying, what is your favorite color? So from the member's perspective, we want to ask them, what is your favorite color? But on their public profile page, we want it to say member's favorite color. So that's where you can have two different labels based on the display view. In that case, it would be the input view when a member is inputting the data and the display view when it's public on their profile page. So that's coming down the line soon. Also, a new form field type, price input field. So you know when you're creating a form, you can have a single line text input, multi-line text input. You can have checkboxes or select drop-downs. There will be a new field type called price input field, and that'll match the currency format on your site. So if you have a form and you want someone to input a price for something, it'll follow the currency format of your website. New add-on coming down the line. This one has been going back and forth with QA. There's just a lot of security considerations that we're taking care of, but the ability to upload files with your forms. So if you want people to add images or PDFs when they're filling out a form on your site, could be a custom form or a default form that you edit, they will soon have the ability to upload files. You can add those field types into the forms. Again, we're just making sure that it is safe and secure for your websites first. And now that the member credit system add-on is coming down the line, we do have a few phase 2 items that are also going to be released in the coming months. One of them that is coming sooner than later is the ability to search members who have a positive balance of credits on your website. I can show you an example of where that's going to be. So on the search members page in your admin area, you can search under transaction types and you'll have an option here. This isn't released yet. When it's coming out soon, searching members who have credits available. And then with that, you can create smart lists or just get a sense of how many members have credits on your site. So that's coming down the line soon. And another webhook event that's coming soon is triggered when one-time purchases are completed on the site. So if a member purchases a single lead, a single paper post, or a single digital product, this can also trigger a webhook event that you could send into Zapier and other solutions like that. And also coming down the line, lots of small patches, security updates, stability, speed, lots of things that start with the letter S, and tons more. A lot of them are based on your suggestions when you email the support team or post something in the Facebook group. So you guys are all awesome. Definitely appreciate how you're helping to shape the platform to be better for everyone. I see, Ryan, you have your hand up. If you want to raise your hand again, maybe you have a comment or a question about some of these new and upcoming features coming down the line. Ryan, I'll go ahead and unmute your mic there.
Hey, great, thanks. Good evening, Jason. I had a quick question on the webhooks thing for the upgrades. Thanks for taking that one and splitting it out so we can do the initial sign up and upgrade separately. But the question I had on that was, what's sent on that webhook for that? Obviously, when they initially sign up, you've got a bunch of feature-rich information in that form submission. What is on that for the upgrade? Does it throw in the data that's kind of already in there for a sign up, like subscription ID, name, email, that kind of stuff, or?
Yeah, that's a great question. So it's going to include several pieces of data. One is the member's information, their user ID, their email address, and then it will include what their previous or their current membership plan was, free, paid, the subscription ID and name, and if it's paid, what they were paying, and the cycle, like monthly or yearly. And then the same thing on what their new plan is. And it's going to say free or paid, and then if it's paid, the price and the cycle, like monthly or yearly, as well as the subscription ID and the name of the subscription plan. So it'll be pretty robust there.
Okay, great. Yeah, I just didn't know because it wasn't an actual form. I wasn't sure it was included. Appreciate it.
Gotcha. Sure thing. Good question there. Excited to see people are going to be using that. So yeah, lots of updates here. Super exciting. More and more coming down the line. And that leads us to the tip of the week. I'm really excited about this one. Lots of fun. And I think everyone will be able to take a little bit of something away from the tip of the week this week. David, if it's okay, may I pass it over to you on how to showcase 25 and more company stats and data to boost your website's credibility?
Absolutely. So we've talked a lot about credibility in many of the previous webinars, but we primarily focused on established websites. It's always hard for brand new websites to showcase some level of credibility and to establish a level of trust with their users and website visitors. So this presentation should be pretty useful for the majority of website owners out there, whether you have an existing website that's been around for a while or you're just starting a new one. We went ahead and kind of split up some ideas in here depending on which stage your website is at. So figured we'd start off by talking about why credibility is important. This is probably pretty intuitive to the majority of you, but the very first question that website visitors will have in the back of their mind when they're coming to your website is, can I trust this organization? So our overall goal here is to answer that question for our website visitors with a definite yes, our organization, our website can be trusted. Now, the credibility of your brand does have a direct impact on your bottom line, the ability to sell memberships, generate leads, sell content if you're charging for that, all of that, everything having to do with your website. Credibility plays a major role in all of that. So we want to make sure our users and our website visitors are comfortable enough to join our website, to do business with us, to enter in their credit card information if you're going to be charging them for their membership, for paying for leads, paying for posts, all of that sort of stuff. So we want to create a website that shows that our business or organization is trustworthy. And we want to do that by showing our users how far we've come and how far we still have to go, how we're growing, how we're progressing, and how the wheels keep spinning within our organization and on our website.
Yeah, and also credibility. If you do all these things, it increases your credibility, and credibility increases the perceived value or potential experience or benefit people can gain from joining up with your organization. So credibility also helps with perceived value and perception. And I think that takes us into the next slide here, right, David?
Absolutely. Perception, great segue into this slide. We figured we'd go into exactly what credibility is. So there was a presentation put out by Dr. PJ Fogg from Stanford. He basically summarized credibility in terms of web credibility specifically as perceived trustworthiness in addition to perceived expertise. So how trustworthy website visitors and users perceive our website to be and our organization, as well as what level of experience, expertise, authority in our industry we appear to have. So there's 4 types of credibility that this presentation laid out. First one was presumed credibility. This is basically just general assumptions that we typically make. So for example, a Gmail email address that's listed maybe on your contact page, that's going to appear to be a lot less credible than a company email address actually on your website's domain, sharing the same domain name with your website. Or another example, if you have a nonprofit, having your website on a .org domain might appear to be more credible than on a .com domain. So those are just some general assumptions that we would make. Second form of credibility, reputed credibility. This comes by way of somebody who's viewed as an authority figure or somebody with an immense level of credibility within our target industry or our niche. For example, general example here, Oprah's book club and the products she recommends, those recommendations go a long way in increasing the sales of those books, those products. Another one would be the New York Times bestsellers list. Or for example, if your target industry or your niche is business growth or entrepreneurship, maybe a shout out from somebody credible like Kevin O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful, or any of the other sharks from the Shark Tank TV show. That would be reputed credibility. Number 3, surface credibility. This is simply just based on our first impressions of interacting with, in this case, our website. So a website with good messaging, good organization, high quality images, that's going to appear to be a lot more credible than a confusing, disorganized site with low quality images. And finally, earned credibility. This is credibility that takes some time to build, but it comes by way of users actually experiencing and using our website. So a member who has a phenomenal experience on our website, if they have any problems, we're able to solve them quickly. They signed up for specific benefits and they're getting those benefits and they're actually seeing the value from it. That's earned credibility versus somebody who has a poor experience on our website. We're going to probably end up losing credibility in that case. So those are the 4 different types of credibility that we kind of want to keep in mind as we're making changes, additions, updates to our website, what kind of language we're using on the website, all of that sort of stuff.
And just to clarify, these don't happen in these steps, everyone. All this happens at the exact same time in real time. If somebody's visiting your website, your domain name, like David mentioned, the .org versus the .com versus the .net, those things can affect our presumed credibility towards the site. The reputed credibility is maybe they were referred by a friend, so getting someone else's referral to your site, or maybe they saw a commercial or an ad, or they found you on someone else's website. That can help with your reputed credibility. The surface credibility is how your website looks when they first come to your website. And then the earned credibility, in 1 second, people are already interacting with your website. You could have pop-ups on your site. Are those good pop-ups? Are those annoying pop-ups? So that you're already creating an experience the moment someone comes to your site. So all these things happen together in real time. It's not like a step-by-step thing that happens with these types of credibility. So keep that in mind.
Excellent mention there. Yeah, there's no specific step to that. All those forms of credibility do happen at the same time. So like I mentioned, we went ahead and we put a list together and we split the list up into things that you can share and mention on your website that would really be more useful for brand new websites. And then for more established websites, ones that have some data and some hard numbers, some really good KPIs, key performance indicators that they can share with their website visitors and their prospective members. We've went ahead and segmented those elements out as well. So I think for experienced websites, you can probably take a little bit from both of these lists. For brand new sites who don't really have too much data behind them to share and hard numbers and everything, I think this first list would probably be most useful. So I'll go through these kind of quickly because we do have some examples to show you after this, but some very basic things that we can list on our website to help increase credibility from the beginning for new websites who haven't really got the ball rolling yet, is to list a physical street address. This kind of lets people know, even if they're not going to send you mail or anything, it lets them know that you're not just hiding behind a website online, that there actually is something physical behind it. And if you don't have an office space or anything like that, you can even get a PO box. Another one is to have a highly visible phone number. Again, people might not be calling you, but at least it gives them a sense of kind of trustworthiness that if they do have a problem, they can pick up the phone, they can actually speak to a real person rather than, again, kind of just dealing with a faceless website. Another one is to embed a live chat for visitors. This kind of goes hand in hand with the phone number, but if they do have some questions or they're not sure how to do something, at least they can connect with a real person who's willing and able to help them out. Another one, display your professional affiliations and memberships. So this would have to do more with the niche or the target industry that you're operating within. But if there's any sort of associations or other sorts of groups that you're a part of, drop those logos, maybe in your website footer or something like that. If you're listed in the Better Business Bureau, maybe include their logo down there in your website footer or something like that. As I mentioned, put a face to your business. People want to know that they're not just dealing with some faceless website with people who maybe just set it up and kind of aren't actively managing it. So, maybe take one of your headshots, include it on your about page, add a little message from the president, the co-founder, whatever your title is. This way people know who is actually behind it, and they're able to form a connection with a person rather than just another website. Going along with that, if you have any team members, you can include pictures of them, their names, maybe a little bit about them, what kind of experience they have in the space. You could also list the year you were established or founded. If this is a brand new website, that might not be totally impressive if you've only been around for a few months or a year or something like that. But what you can do, if you do have a team of people, you can mention the years of combined experience that you have. So maybe it's just two of you starting this website. Maybe you both have 15 years of experience. You can say that the founders of this community, of this website, have combined 30 years experience in this specific niche, this specific industry. Or again, if it's just you, maybe you've been in this industry for your entire career. Maybe you have 40 years of experience. You should certainly list that. It shows that you're credible and you know what you're talking about, and you know how this industry works. You can also tell your story on your about page. Again, that goes kind of hand in hand with letting people know who the founder is of the website or the team behind it. Also, highlight any news or press that you may have. If you reach out to any news organizations or blogs or anything like that, if they happen to write an article about you, list their logo on your website that links out to the article written about you. Or if you're paying for press releases or something like that get picked up by local news websites or anything like that, you can include those logos on your website, even if it's a paid press release. If people are mentioning your new community, maybe on forums somewhere, on Reddit, maybe some review sites, if they're negative reviews, you definitely want to reply to them. Reply to them sincerely. Again, this shows that there's somebody actually behind the website and behind the community who cares. And especially if it's positive as well, you want to reply to those as well. Thank them for taking the time to talk about your website or your community. What you can also do is you can offer some sort of satisfaction guarantee. Maybe if you're only charging for memberships, you don't have any free options, maybe you want to offer some sort of satisfaction guarantee where if they're not getting what they anticipated out of their membership, that you give them a no questions asked refund or something like that to try to get people signed up on your website initially. And then lastly, what you can do on your about page, again, this goes hand in hand with explaining a little bit about the people behind the website and the community, is sharing your values and commitment. This, again, lets people connect more with an actual person, somebody who they share values with, rather than just a faceless website, another one of the millions of websites out there online.
This is a really, really great list, David. It's before the webinar we were putting this together, but you added a bunch more here, and I'm sure there's tons more. It's finding the hidden gems or the intangible things that make your company or your brand awesome, and sharing that on your website with your visitors. So you can get really creative. These are some really good obvious ones here, David, and I think a little later in the webinar we can hear from some of the attendees on what they think and what they're doing as well.
I think the main thing for brand new websites is your goal is going to be to connect with people emotionally, because you don't have those hard numbers, those statistics behind you to back up your claims. You're going to want to create some sort of emotional connection with them.
Right. I always say, especially when you're starting out brand new, you want to get people behind your mission, behind your cause. You want to establish what your commitment is, how you're doing new things for the industry that you're serving, or why you're different, and why people should give you a chance or rally behind you and give you a shot.
Absolutely. So Moving into some KPIs, key performance indicators for established websites to share. So this is where we get into some of those hard numbers, that data, those statistics that you can share with website visitors to actually back up your claims that you do have credibility and authority in your target demographic, your niche, your target industry. So the first one, mention flat out the total number of registered users or members you have. You could also mention your daily or monthly website visitor count. Maybe if you have several hundred daily website visitors, maybe you'll want to mention your monthly website visitors. That way, that number's in the thousands. It looks a little bit more impressive. You could also include your total email subscribers, total page views. It kind of adds a sense of social credibility where if other people are using your website, you have registered members already, you have people who aren't registered, just website visitors coming to your website to see the content that's on your website, to connect with your members, all that sort of stuff. It gives people a sense that you do have some actual authority in whatever space it is that you're in, and it makes it more comfortable and easier for them to sign up with you and give you their information if they know that other people are trusting you as well. So average profile views, number of monthly searches, you can include these numbers to persuade website visitors to sign up on your website and create a listing if they know that existing listings on your website are actually getting traffic and traction and views and everything like that. You can also include social media followers, total leads matched. Again, this just adds to a sense that other people are trusting you, and that just adds to your credibility, the bigger following that you have and the more users that you have. So if you can share those numbers, that will go a long way. Another really impressive number, if you can get this, is if you're selling leads or distributing leads to your members for them to gain more clients, customers, business, whatever it may be, if you can get some sort of sense of how much revenue has been generated from your members based on the leads that you've generated and distributed to them, that would be a terrific number to share, because that shows that your professional members are actually benefiting big time from their membership on your website, that they're actually able to cultivate new customers and new clients from your website. What you could also do is get some user-generated content statistics. So if your members are publishing content on your website, see how many views those pieces of content are getting on your website. You can also tally up your total website comments if you're utilizing the community comments add-on on the website. You can tally that up. That kind of goes in line with the social media followers. It lets people know how much interaction is going on within your community. User testimonials go a huge way, especially if you can get a photo of the member or the user who gave you a testimonial. If it's a registered member in your site, they probably have a profile photo on their listing, so you can grab that. But again, having photos of actual faces of people, it allows new visitors to your website to be able to actually connect with a person. Again, endorsements from industry leaders. This would go back into the reputed credibility that we talked about. If you have an established website and you're able to get a shout out or a testimonial from an authority figure within your target industry or your niche, that will go a long way. And then lastly, displaying any awards, badges, accolades, recognition that you've gotten for the service that you've done for your community and anything like that. So these are elements to add to your website, probably if you've been around for a while. Brand new websites, again, you'll want to connect more with website visitors on an emotional level, whereas if you've been around for a while, you'll still want to have those emotional connections on your website to connect with new visitors, but you can back up those emotional claims with these key performance indicators.
And actually taking a second look at this, David, this is exactly the type of information you'd put inside of a media kit for potential advertisers to get a sneak peek about. So if you're going to make a deck that showcases your website, your demographics, these kinds of stats and probably some more are exactly what potential advertisers on your site would want to see, and it would determine what the price for the advertising on your site would be as well, based on the eyeballs and activity and things like that. So also, as David mentioned, we do have some examples on a demo site we created. We could see how some of these key performance performance indicators, and some of these items can be viewed on a website, how you can display them. So let's take a look at that together. We have 3 pages that we can try.
I think let's start on this page here, and we'll show just some general single elements, and then we'll show some previous pages that we had from other webinars that are more comprehensive.
Cool. And we just stack these on the same page just so we can show them one by one, but you can sprinkle these around your website. You can have a couple on your homepage, a few on your About Us page, even have a message from the founder on top of the pricing options on your site, like full transparency. We welcome you to choose a plan below. We're here for you. Give that confidence there. So in this example, we've just stacked them on top of each other, but feel free to sprinkle these on some of the informational pages on your site and your homepage. So I'll let you take it away, David. Why don't you just give us a quick overview of what we're looking at here as we scroll down the page.
Yeah, so on this page, all of these elements were made pretty quickly with just the standard draggable content blocks that we have in the web page editor. So this first one, just some quick stats and numbers to share with website visitors. You've probably seen this a lot on some modern websites, but you can, instead of just sharing individual numbers, you can kind of group them up like that and put it on your homepage. Next up, we have a simple testimonial. Again, you'll really want to use a photo of an actual person if you're able to get it. That will allow website visitors to actually connect with them on a more personal, emotional level. Then the next section, again, this goes back to listing any news websites that your website might have been listed on. Again, if you pay for a press release that gets picked up by like a local news website or anything like that, you can certainly include that here. You can just list the news organization logos and then just link those out to whatever the article or the press release was that's hosted on their site. This next one is a newsletter CTA. This kind of mixes the two concepts of the emotional connection with being backed up by some data. So grow your knowledge is the headline here, trying to connect with the website visitor on more of an emotional level. And then we have join 30,000 other industry professionals to kind of back up the claim that we're an authority within our space, that 30,000 other people trust us, they're getting their news from us, things like that. And then lastly, a message from the founder with, again, a photo of you if you're comfortable doing that. I think this will go a long way. This lets people know who's actually behind the website and the organization. And then we have just some 2 buttons out there that will link out to, if you have a mission page, you could link out to that. And if you have a team page to see the rest of the people behind the website or the organization, you can link out to that page.
This is really cool, David. I like what you've done here. Some of them have calls to action. Some of them keep them clicking. Actually, I didn't see this before either. So not only can you give them an emotional message, but then you can draw them further and deeper into your company's commitment, your mission, and who the people are behind this enterprise. And then just one quick thing, if we scroll back up to the top here, you guys are in control of your site. You can cherry pick the best stats that you have to present and display and put them on your website. So you can pick and choose what would present best and display best to visitors on your site. And sometimes it might not be solid numbers. Maybe you want to use percentages like month over month growth of members. Instead of doing numbers, go by percentages. And then you could use that kind of data as well. So just a thought there. But let's say we clicked on one of these links here, like Meet Our Team. We did have another page, right, Dave, here?
So this is a page that we had from a previous webinar that we built out with, I believe this was with draggable content blocks as well as the hero section here. But if you take a little bit of extra time to kind of customize the default draggable content blocks, you can really make the layout your own, really make it stand out. And so this is just kind of a sample Teams page here that we have. I believe we have some other stuff down below about core values. If you can include a video of you speaking about the organization or a video testimonial or anything like that, videos work great to add credibility. Below that, some more stuff about core beliefs and values, kind of what the organization stands for. And then I believe under that, we had another call to action. Yeah, want to grow your business, let's get started. So here, want to grow your business, that connects with people emotionally. Again, if your website has been around for a while, you already have some registered members, you could say something like, join 30,000 other professionals join today, something like that.
That's great. And these are all things that new sites starting out can add to, again, either their homepage or their mission, commitment page, promise page, whatever it might be. And then we had one more page just as an example. This was also from a previous webinar, right, David?
Yeah, this one is basically, I guess you could classify this as a mission page or like a mission statement. Again, this was made with the draggable content blocks and then the hero section at the top here. But again, if you just take a little bit of extra time to kind of customize those draggable content blocks, really make it your own, add some high quality images. This page actually would have benefited a lot from an image or two of people's faces, again, so that visitors could connect with people rather than just reading text and looking at some generic images. But again, for new websites especially, you can add all of this sort of information to, again, primarily try to connect with new website visitors on that emotional level to get some of those initial members and users in. And then once you start to kind of establish your brand a little, you can start to incorporate whatever numbers look most impressive.
That's right, because it's not just about join our directory or search members. Like, we have to give people an experience and something to rally behind and learn about. So, adding some of these elements to your site, whether it's raw stats or it's emotional connections that you want to create. I like how you listed the ways to contact the business as the first 3 items on this checklist, David. People knowing that there are people behind a brand or a company is a big deal for establishing credibility rather than just being some random ambiguous organization that really doesn't have any method to get in touch with. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed that tip of the week. I'd love to hear if you guys have any other stats or details or items that you're showcasing on your site to help connect or establish credibility with your visitors, or we can take some questions and help you guys out with your BD sites now as well. So feel free to use the raise your hand feature. We can unmute your microphone and we can take some questions here now. We've got our good friend Rich. Unmute your mic there, Rich.
Hey, Jason.
Hey, how's it going?
Great. One, I mean, first of all, the credits feature is just phenomenal. I mean, that's unbelievable. I can't think of any other directory or membership platform that has all of the, widgets and plugins and VIP add-ons. I mean, and that I just see like endless possibilities. We've already been using it and having great success just out of the gate. So can't wait to get more use out of that.
Great to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah. On the applications, what you guys were talking about, visibility, we use the feature where the members are on their home page and then in random order. So every time somebody goes to the website, they see people, of all of our members, and I think that adds a great bit of credibility to it.
I love that. I love the random option for the recent members on the homepage because it does make it fun and dynamic.
And it keeps it fresh so they don't see the same image every time. We have testimonials on there, but every time somebody loads, they see. I think we have 24 random. They're real members, but in random order of the thousands of members. So it's always fresh and new people.
Right.
So you mentioned during the presentation about showing the number. One of the stats you could illustrate is the number of posts that members have been posting. And
right, the user-generated content statistics.
Yeah, leads or stats. Right. But when a member does a posting, like on YouTube, you can see how many views that post have gotten or that video has gotten. Right. But on the directory, is there a setting we can turn on and off that? Because right now, like I see our members' postings, but it doesn't show how many people's viewed it. I can see it in the admin panel, but is there a way it can be shown on the website itself?
I think that's a great idea. Actually, it doesn't. When you have the profile analytics add-on where it tracks how many profile views a member has received or how many post views they've received, it does show that data to the member in their member dashboard. However,
it'd be way cool so that when you visit there, you see like, oh, that person's got 20.
Probably, right here, like here's a post like for a job listing. Like over here, it could say like, whatever the profile analytics are for this post, it could say like 25 views, right? Or viewed 25 times, right? I think that's a really cool option. Let me make a note of that.
because then it would be, real time. But also, if there's a way in the admin that you can kind of turn off that feature, because if they've gotten 0 or 1 views, it doesn't look that great.
There are plugins I've seen where you want to show like how many social shares a page has received, and they let you spoof the starting number. Actually,
Yeah,
so it like
exactly.
starts with like 125, and then it adds the real ones on top of that. So it never looks.
Or maybe if it's not too complicated, maybe an iteration of that is that you can have the settings say don't show the views unless it's had 10 or 25 or whatever the parameters. If it has over 25, show the views. If it's under, either you preset that, from BD, or we could, determine the view count, because we have so much on our home page. We use all of the add-ons and all of the postings, from videos, all our members posting videos, all our members posting articles, all of our members posting podcasts, photos, and it's very robust. But it's even better, I guess, if they can, like on other platforms, they can see how many views it's gotten.
Yeah, I'm with you. With the profile analytics add-on, that data is in the database. So this would just be a way to kind of bring it to the public site here on the detail page. So thank you for that. That's a good suggestion. I'll share that
Absolutely
with the team.
Right. Yeah, love the credits thing. I think that is just unbelievable. We've had members. We've had a member join today as a rock star, and they automatically got $50 in their account. And we had a person that tried to schedule an appointment. There was a glitch with Calendly. We were able to give them $25 on their account. I mean, the possibilities. It's
that's
just
great.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Right. You can just remedy some shortcomings or roadblocks that people have, and just make everything better magically with giving them just a handful of credits.
Yeah, and I was like on a Zoom call today, and we can say anybody that joins today, we're going to load X number of dollars, and it's not points or because points are hard to kind of wrap your head around, but this is actual $20 or $100 in your account, so it's just phenomenal. But all right, well, appreciate it.
Awesome. Great to hear those use cases there. And yeah, there's more features that are coming down the line with that. So thanks for the feedback there. All right, we got a friend George here. George, I'll unmute your microphone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I just went, I tried a small experiment. I had one person subscribe to a general free site. And for some reason, I ended up getting the email to activate the email. He never got it.
Okay. Well, this should be fine here. If he never got it, I would email the support team just to make sure that they can check the deliverability status for that member. However, if you're receiving it, it's because it's normal. In your membership plan settings, there is an option to CC the admin right here, sign up email sent. There's a checkbox, send copy of email to the default website address. That would be you, the website owner. So you get kind of pinged and notified when new signups happen as well.
Okay, I was thinking maybe he never activated it, and I just did, and I got onto his page. I'm going, I shouldn't get onto this page. I should let him be in charge of his own web.
Well, hey, it's a good opportunity to maybe call the member or reach out to the member and see if they were able to get things set up properly and lend a helping hand there and establish a relationship there.
Yeah. Okay, that's great.
Okay. And yeah, if you want to ever check the email deliverability to an individual email address, the support team can double check that for you.
Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome, George. All right, good question there. Let's see, we got a couple more hands up here. All right, we got both Stevens with their hands up. I'll go with Stephen B first.
Okay, thank you for letting me come back again.
Yeah.
It's very simple, I believe. I wanted to add the WhatsApp click to chat on the profile page underneath the phone number. Now, I was able to do it with the social icon, but it's really not a social. It's more of a, chatting device, contact. So I really wanted to have it separate, just like the phone number, but it's really a web address.
Yeah. What's your site? We can add that real quick. That would be cool for everyone to see.
Direct to owner global, d20-global.com.
All right, let me see.
And I put it in the form.
Okay.
But I just can't get it. It's
All right, let's see here. So let's see the form manager, and what's a membership plan that would have this? All of them?
Well, the one that there's an actual sample it's the actual one is Illinois Trail Shuttle.
Okay. And which form did you add it to? The additional details or content?
The content details.
This one here? Okay.
Yes.
Let's take a look at this. Should be loading now. Okay. All right, and you have WhatsApp here. WhatsApp, click to thing. Website URL. Let's check the display settings. Input view. It's on. So you want display view. We want this on. This is what.
Ah, that's simple. Okay.
Yeah, that will make it on the profile page. Maybe we should make this a public view, but yeah, it's display view. Let's just. No. Let's just make sure it's there.
I gotta look right now.
So who's a member that would have this form connected?
Illinois Trail Shuttle.
Trail, I heard a keyword there. Let's see.
Oh, it's there. Yeah, Illinois Trail Shuttle.
Okay.
Right.
Let's see. View profile page. Let's scroll down, and here I see WhatsApp. Click to talk right here.
Yes.
All
right. Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome. Good stuff there. Love seeing form edits there. Let's go with Stephen W. now. How's it going?
Yeah, so I like the credibility stuff, and for mine, I use a virtual address. I don't know if people are familiar with it, but you can actually pay. There's a lot of sites you can pay to get an actual real physical address, where I have the picture of the building where the address is, but I don't have an office there. But if anyone were to mail me anything, I would get it. So that exists. I had a question about phone numbers. Now, I don't have the infrastructure to answer calls and all that, but do you know if there's a solution for phone numbers where it's not going to be recording? Is it just something where it seems credible, but?
Yeah, so you can get, there's two things. One is you can just ask people to politely leave a message. And then respond back to them. There are answering services available. Those are probably a bit pricier because you have like a live operator like ready to answer your calls for you, and they're just going to take a message. I think for starting out, what I would recommend is maybe getting an 800 number. There's lots of places to get 800 numbers. One that I'm familiar with is grasshopper.com. It's pretty affordable. Let's see what the pricing is here. I think it's just a few bucks per month, $26 per month. You get an 800 number and then just leave a greeting where they can leave you a message. Maybe the 800 number will connect maybe get a Google Voice number to connect it to, and that way you get text messages and emails of the voicemails. That way you can get things on the go. But yeah, I think an 800 number is definitely worth it, especially if you're trying to look like a bigger organization than you might be today. Could be the way to go.
But they would expect a call back, though, right? It's not.
Well, if someone's leaving you a message, if it's a valid question, like, hey, I have a question how to join your site, or I'm interested in advertising, I would assume that warrants a call back, right? Or do you want to not talk to people at all?
Well, yeah, I was looking for a solution where I seem credible. It's like the virtual office address. I have an address. I show the building. It's a real address. If you physically go there, you won't see me, but it's a real address.
Yeah.
If you send a letter, I'll get it. But of course, no one's going to send a letter. So I was wondering if there was any solution with the phone where I have a phone number, somehow I get the message, but they're not expecting a call back. I'm not sure if maybe it's crazy to expect that, but because I don't have the infrastructure to call every single person back.
Yeah, and also, yeah, I understand. So in that case, you may not want to have a phone number. You might want to have live chat. Maybe you can text with people back and forth. That's a little more anonymity and flexibility. And people can leave messages through the chats when you're not online. That's most of these live chat tools. It says leave us a message. We're not here, so they know that they're basically sending you an email.
Okay.
So that might be the way that you want to go. Generally, with a phone, even if you're not answering, you're just having them leave a message. I would expect a phone call back at least if someone was going to call me and leave a message.
Got it. Thank you.
All right, good stuff. Glad to see you care about that connection and you're finding ways to make it work for your business model. So that's good. We've got our friend Brian B. How you doing, Brian?
Pretty good. I actually upgraded my FA icons to I guess you guys used 4, but I upgraded to like 5. I was just wondering if you guys had any plans to upgrade that on the actual platform itself to get like the latest versions of the FA icons.
You mean the FontAwesome icons?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I think so. The thing with FontAwesome 5, and I think there's a 6 released. The reason FontAwesome 4 works on all the BD sites is because you didn't need to register your domain, and the licensing is just a little more flexible. With the 5 and 6, you would have to like register your domain, kind of how you do your Google reCAPTCHA and like register the domain. You can do that on your site and then add in your design settings on your custom head. You can add what you need there and start using those. But I think you're also referring to, let me go here, demo bootstrap. You're talking about the social share icons. Let me go to the footer here, I think. These ones?
Yeah, I mean, I already upgraded on my site. I just thought it would be helpful for other people to know about it.
Yeah, can we check out your site? Do you mind sharing it? That we can.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's barandclub.com.
Barandclub.com.
I actually did a lot of things to my site that you guys were talking about. Like if you scroll down to the bottom, you can see I did the clients. I have that update like when a new member joins, the number goes up automatically and stuff.
Oh, so, awesome. Oh, here.
Yeah, I don't know if
this is from your database, huh?
Yeah, I just did a widget with the MySQL code and it just pulls automatically. I don't know if that's something that you guys might want to offer, like a widget people can post on like on your platform or something. But
you know what might be possible is if this was a text label, something simple like total member count, and that way you can put the text label anywhere you want on your site and it would just spew out the total member count. That's actually total member count as a text label. That's something doable, and that way it's portable. People can put it anywhere on their site. Yeah, but this is cool. And also, yeah, if you can't get because I see you added some like Snapchat and some other things. I think there are tools like the add this and the share this modules. They not only have like share buttons, but you can also print these icons for links to your own social media accounts as well. But this looks nice here.
Yeah, if you go to a URL, do /bar and club at the end of that.
Over where
like
here?
The URL, yeah, just do /bar and club.
Bar and like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That should pull up my. Okay, so here's an example of the profile page that I just use as like a demo or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if you scroll down, you should be able to see the icons I have on here. See, I got the TikTok one to show up there.
Oh yeah, super nice.
So,
do you mind if I want to share this with the team? Maybe we can add some of these new social things like TikTok and things like that, and Snapchat, SoundCloud. These are pretty nice. Do you mind if I save this and maybe use it as an example to show the team?
Yeah, definitely. And then I also did hours of operation too. I was trying to figure out a better way to do that. So I just ended up coding that myself, but I don't know. It's probably a different, better, special way to do it, I'm sure. But you know, just some different ideas that you can have. It took a lot of work to do all that, but
that looks fantastic. Great work on this.
And then also for one more thing, the guy that was asking about the phone number, I actually use GoDaddy. They have like cheaper 800 numbers, and you can also get a phone number through like whatever area code you want.
Nice. Let's see GoDaddy's 800 number. Oh, GoDaddy.
It's through SmartLine.
Through SmartLine. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. How to get an 800 number for your business. Yeah, here it is, SmartLine second. Okay. So yeah, those of you interested in an 800, yeah, there's tons of them. If you Google like get an 800 number, and so this is another example. Thank you, Brian, for sharing this.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. Always good updates for Brian there. Thank you for sharing your site. All right, let's see if we have any more hands up here. And I think that just about does it for today. We've reached the time. Awesome webinar. Great questions today, guys. Thank you for sharing those. We even got as I always love the webinars, we got a couple tips on things we can improve and add to the software. So thank you for sharing that. If we didn't get to your question today, I do encourage you to join the Facebook group. We can continue the conversation there. You can head on over to brilliantdirectories.com/Facebook. It's been a great webinar, lots of fun. Thank you for the tip of the week, David. The next webinar, guys, will be in 2 weeks. So we'll catch you guys next month in March. On behalf of myself, David, and the entire Brilliant Directories family, thank you guys so much for joining us today. It's been awesome. Have a great day and a brilliant week. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Take care. Bye-bye.